Hey guys, I'm going to show you how to stream podcasts to your Apple Watch Series 3 with cellular in iTunes. Download a podcast episode and we need to convert it to something else. So if you go into preferences, then import settings, we're going to just make sure it's set to use the MP3 encoder. And then in the custom settings, we just need to go in there and set the stereo bitrate to 96 kbps because this is going to upload to Apple Music and that's the minimum bitrate. Sample rate auto channels, make sure it's stereo not auto, otherwise it'll probably be mono like most episodes, most podcast episodes. Okay. Click on the episode you want to send to Apple Music, file, convert, create MP3 version, and that'll start converting and it will automatically go into the music section of your iTunes library, and then should also automatically upload it to your iCloud music library or iTunes Match or whatever you've got. But what we want is for this to be in your iCloud music library because anything that's in there can be streamed to the Apple Watch Series 3 with WatchOS 4.1, which is currently in beta, but should be out in October sometime, we are hoping. So here's WatchOS 4.1 and the podcast has uploaded to Apple Music now. So let's jump into the music app in 4.1. And the default view is this card interface here, which I've noticed doesn't seem to update very quickly. At least it doesn't have the podcast episode that I added. Hopefully it's a bug in 4.1. You can also see lots of album arts missing for whatever reason. But if you add the podcast to a playlist instead, and you can just jump into the playlists. I called the playlist Pods, and there you can see it's got the episode. It has volume controls, very nice. It even has jump forward and jump back 30 seconds, which is really cool. So there are two things that were really lacking in actual podcast apps that existed on WatchOS 3. Skip back and forward and the volume control. So if we're playing something, you'll also find that if we start a workout, and this has existed since WatchOS 4, but you can swipe to there and you still have the volume control and you still have the 30-second skips, which is really cool. Now, one very obvious downside to this is that there is no resume. So if you were to go and play something else and then you came back to this episode, it's going to start from the beginning again. I'll have to say this is arguably the best way to play podcasts on the watch right now until Marco Arment comes out with something better.